just want to be talked about.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So therefore, if they have a block party going on over there, I'm badass in my neighborhood, and a shot break out, and the whole neighborhood talking about me. I done it. Like, like if that puts him on the superhero. You know what I'm saying?
And then a lot of times they look for attention in any way they can get it. But then, and to show you, I remember when I was younger coming up, what got me outside the project was that I started working in restaurants. And so I'm going to the French Quarter, but before then, man, you go down there in the French Quarter, them white folks gonna lock you up. That was my mentality. So they made us fear the white folks, so we went in there, we was on our best behavior. I had a friend of mine inside the project. It was loud, calming. You can hear him from the front of the project to the back. But me and my partners, we work in the French Quarter, so we know we're accustomed to getting out. And once we brought him out the project with us, he was afraid to get out of the car. But that's going to show how that fear is stored in him. And some people, it's like that. But we just got to find a way to break that barrier, man.
Well, this is a place that we at right now that no man or woman could escape from. You have to go through this. But only thing I'm saying is that the murders, the senseless killings, it's like we barely have enough place to bury the common people that live their life and die in this life. So think about all the people that's being murdered in the streets, that's mixed in with the people that's already died for either from sickness or just old age.
Right.
And they making the land a shortage on land. You know, as you can see, I believe a few months ago, down in the French Quarter, they was digging up for a new swimming pool or something.
Okay.
Underneath the ground, they find coffins from hundreds and hundreds of years ago. So now we're building on top of these coffins. There's nowhere else to live.
Right, those coffins has become our foundation to build on.
Right.
You know?
So, and then how close the graveyards is, every 2 miles, I believe you're going to see a graveyard. You know, and I think every 5 miles, you might see a school. So between graveyards and schools, they close. We like not even a half a mile from a school right now.
Right.
You know, it's get to the point where, like I said, it's a business. You know what I'm saying? Debt, murder, all that is a loss involved in it, but it's still a business because I myself, as a private owner, can purchase land, and I can market off the fact that all the killing that's going on in the street, y'all need somewhere to bury these people, to put these bodies. So here's my land. I was gonna build this big mega house, but I'm not. I'm gonna have this land for that. And then even though, like you said, the coffin costs money, to stick a shovel in the ground of a graveyard costs money.
To dig dirt out the ground is $600.
It costs money. So
you know,
it's a business. You know what I'm saying? It's a business. And you have people that capitalize on that business that we are creating. We are creating their revenue. We are creating some of New Orleans revenue. Now we talk about the murder in New Orleans, Mike. We talk about the crime rate sky high, whatever the case may be. But do you think the city benefit from the revenue from the crime rate?
Of course, it's $22 a day that they get paid every time you incarcerated.
Right.
They make $22 a day off of you, and they pay $2 a day for a student. You tell me, you do the math. Which one become more valuable?
So, and then all the people that consist of coming with a murder. I'm talking about, when I say murder, I'm talking about from the time the trigger is pulled into the time the individual is in the ground. How much expense does the city pay, and also does the family member pay? From that time, the warm body hit the ground, and from the time that cold body buried into the ground.
Yeah, it's money, and not only that, the last man standing get to stand alone, and look like that's what we're dealing with right now. The last man standing. Everybody wants to kill this one, kill that one, so you're gonna be the last man. You get to stand alone, dude.
Man, to me, coward killer. You know what I'm saying? I mean, what I mean by that is, like, you was talking about it before. Yeah, you bad in front of your little homies because you got your little 40, whatever how y'all want to call it, coming out of these big choppers, whatever the case may be. But after you kill a man, you can't face that. You can't face the aftermath of it. Man, you was talking about, okay, you can take the average youngster They come in 16, 17 years old. They just started living life before they can lose their life, either to being a victim or being a suspect. You know what I'm saying? You take that same youngster that went for badass on the street, you know what I'm saying? Lock him up in the morgue with this individual who he killed or in a funeral home. I guarantee you come back the next morning, he gonna pull every fucking string of his hair out his head. Cause he can't face for what he done. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Can't face for what he done. And it's crazy. Ain't no coming back from this, man.
But it's corruption, man. And we just gotta. My thing is, and I'm glad to be a part of what you're doing because I think about this all the time, and I like the way you take the initiative to do things, to put things together. So my goal is every time I get a camera, anything, one of the first things I'm gonna say, stop the violence, stop the senseless violence. You know, they have war, we fighting for this country, that country, I guess that's for us to live a better life. But man, we turn the bullets on ourselves, on a culture.
But Mike, you know what though? Violence been around since the beginning of time.
So, yeah.
We stopping the violence, we would never see that. Because they're gonna continue to go. We can't control that. I mean, that's been going on years and years long since the biblical days. Murder, violence, that's been going on. But my thing is, when we call senseless violence, meaning like you can be in the club. You know the clubs in New Orleans, they be jam-packed, it's better, you can move to the alcohol in play, and every drug in the book is in the club. So you can easily, like, say, trying to squeeze through somewhere, and you can catch a group of dudes that's in the corner with his little clique, cause you know they get this heart, they get this fake adrenaline when they clicked up. And he's sliding through, skill me, and accidentally bump the individual the wrong way. So that can cause for eye contact or words being spread, or it could be called bitch ass nigga, or you don't know me, you can get it, or whatever how the words you want to choose it. That incident can cause to a crime scene outside because nigga, you ain't no harder than me. Who you talking to like that? You see what I'm saying? And outside, the crime scene outside would come to the news and it would come to the public. Oh, there's a shooting outside of such and such club. But the moral to the story is it all boiled down because the club is packed and I accidentally bumped him. So this man lost his life because he accidentally bumped him. He could have just said, I'm sorry, I apologize, whatever the case may be. It could have been going on by their business, you know what I'm saying? That's the kind of stuff that aches me, you know what I'm saying? And then it got to the point where if I say, you can't save them all, these niggas out here wilding, they going too far, there's nothing you can do with them, you know what I'm saying? So it got to the point where if you're gonna wild out, if you're gonna be out here robbing, jacking, killing, whatever like that, I'm an innocent bystander. I have nothing to do with that. I have nothing to do with your money, nothing to do with your drugs. I had nothing to do with little Jordan on the corner played you out of a stash, or the little kids that's out here don't have nothing to do with whatever you got going on in the streets. So why put them within your business? And when I was coming up, I mean, I ain't no angel. I don't sold dope, did everything underneath the moon and the sun. But when my generation was coming up, we respect the people that was around our neighborhood. We respect our neighborhood. Y'all screaming about, this my area, this my block, this my set, this my hood. And I love my hood. But if you love something, you don't hurt it.
Right, you develop it.
You see what I'm saying? So what I'm saying, it ain't what you do, is how you do it. If I'm around here selling all this dope on a block and this and that, I'm gonna make sure nothing bad happen in my neighborhood because I love my block. I love my ward, as you say. I'm gonna make sure nothing around here happen. I'm gonna make sure no shooting, no kids get hurt, everybody get respected. I'm gonna help the lady across the street, help the groceries out the car. I'm gonna do everything I need to do to make sure my neighborhood is well protected and loved by me. So when I'm out here, wild gun firing, killing, people waking up in the morning, go to work, they got a crime scene outside in front of their door, that's not love for your block.
No,
you know what I'm
you
saying?
don't want your kids to see all that.
That's not love at all. You know what I'm saying? So the first thing when a nigga be talking about, man, I love my set, I love where I'm from, and this and that, if you ain't doing up like you say, the development, my nigga, you ain't got love for that. You know what I'm saying? You ain't got love for your community if you ain't trying to help your community. You know what I'm saying? All the killing in the streets, all the shit that y'all doing in the public eye, you know what I'm saying? That's not helping it. That's hurting it. You know what I'm saying? Disrespecting the elderly that been on the block long before your ass even came up to even do what you do.
Before you even
You know
thought
what I'm
about
saying?
it.
Yeah.
Probably fed your mom and your daddy,
Yeah.
man.
Then you wonder why, as they say, the people hot. You know what I'm saying? The people hot. They on the block. They everywhere. They coming through here, this and that, because y'all making it obvious. You know what I'm saying? You making it obvious that they hot because you out here on the corner with a big pistol on your hip. You're shooting in the broad daylight. Late at night, they killing. They doing this and they doing that. So, of course, the older people that's inside that don't have nothing to do with you, them the ones that's actually putting the people on y'all because they don't want that shit around there. So why not clean it up? I'm not saying you change what you do, but just try to like change what you do. You understand
Yeah, we
that?
need to. It's time. It's really time for us to come together as one. Because
Right.
I look at you, got to be careful who you kill a day anyway, because you might need them tomorrow. You might need a kidney, a liver transplant, and the way these fathers making these babies, that could be your brother, your cousin, your sister, or anybody you killing, dude. They got kids that scattered out all over New Orleans because they making babies left and right. So, man, little homie, little Joe down the street who you beefing with, who you just shot last night, might be your brother, your cousin. Man, you never know, dude. You got to be careful with this thing. Let's find a way to stop it, dude, and bring it to a halt, man. And I see Keely Black, she doing a lot of good things. Her and Cali Red, Stump the Violent, my dude, Cessful Fire rolling with him. Wild Wayne doing some stuff. He must have Mel trying to do some stuff. But we are all under separate umbrellas for the same cause. We got to bring this whole thing to one arena. So when you get it under one umbrella, guidelines, hey, it'll work a hell of a lot better, you know what I'm saying? So this is what you're gonna get when you come to the Homegrown TV. Nola Homegrown Television, baby, is coming to you soon.
I'm gonna bring you the real deal. I'm gonna give you a side of things that nobody wants to show you or dare to attempt to show you. Like A1, right here where we at right now. And I'm not just sitting on a tombstone of a total stranger just because I'm in a graveyard and I want to get this message across. I'm sitting on the tombstones of my partner, who I got it right here. Been had on that since day one, you know what I'm saying? He too was gunned down in the streets of Kenner.
Ready to show him here again?
Him too was gunned down in the streets of Kenner behind bullshit, should I say. And in a few days, it's gonna be marking his birthday. He died at 21, 2012, so he'll be making 32 this year. And you know,
Born the same year my son was born in
it's crazy.
1979.
It's crazy, you know what I'm saying? So that's why I be holding down since day one. You know, and a few other cats that I know that's back here, you know what I'm saying? I really don't want to, really don't want to say too many names, but before we leave, I'll let y'all know the graveyard we at. So if y'all know that they buried over here, then y'all already know what it is. But this is a place that we all have to come to when it comes to the ending time, but we don't have to come here until it's our time. You know what I'm saying? Well, I mean, your time is your time, but meaning like, senseless what I'm trying to say. The killing.
Yeah, we all got to travel this road from the day you born, you're destined to die. That's one thing that's guaranteed. It's guaranteed. There's nowhere around it. You want to embrace it. But while you're here, you want to leave a legacy. You want to be recognized. You want to be acknowledged. I did something to better my community. I challenge everybody. Help somebody, do something, make it better, man. But we gotta take the guns off the street. Well, not only that, the guns don't do anything. It's the people that controlling the guns. I'm not trying to take a gun off the street. I'm trying to change your way of thinking. That's what I want to do. I'm not even worrying about a gun. A gun can't do me anything without someone making a decision to use it. I want to change your decision, baby. That's what the Nola TV is about. We're here to change decisions, help get your mind right, help enhance your conscious
and that's
level.
one thing, Mike, we gonna come uncut. So y'all get prepared to see some of this stuff and hear some of these stories that we talking about. Is raw and uncut stories that, like I said, y'all might not want to hear it, I might not want to see it, but somebody has to do this. Somebody has to get out there and say, okay, enough is enough. Not only when a murder or a tragedy is taking place in our city all the time. So I'm like this all the time. I'm not waiting on one of my loved ones or one of my partners to get killed, or somebody innocent like a child or something to get killed, to say, okay, we need to do something. I'm like this every day. You know what I'm saying? Every day, because as a people of New Orleans, we has too much talent to be doing all this senseless killing. And first of all, New Orleans is running hip hop right now. We cornering the market of hip hop with the biggest label in the game, which is YMCMB, comes right here from New Orleans. You know what I'm saying?
Out the Holly Grove, baby.
So we #1 in the game in the music business, you know what I'm saying, chopping it up, then you think a lot of those big time companies don't come here because of our murder rate? You know what I'm saying? Because if you invested in YMCMB and you loving what they do, they style and everything they coming with, well, where you think they from?
You loving New Orleans, baby.
So you gotta know, you gotta love where they from. You know what I'm saying? So if they're from here, then they must have 1 million other people with the same style, same mentality that you can come here and get. You know what I'm saying? But I think because of the crime rate and the way our way of thinking, that they don't. Because the label don't want to risk. I mean, let me get. A label don't want to risk their time and money on a knucklehead.
Right. In other words, the labels are afraid to invest in the NFL. Niggas from Louisiana, homie. And it's just what it is, baby.
Because of that reason, because you can either, because you're still involved in the streets, you can either get killed, either go to jail for a long period of time. So why even invest in you? Get out of the lifestyle, you know what I'm saying? And I know it's hard. It's hard for me. It's hard for everybody, you know what I'm saying? I'm not rich, you know what I'm saying? But it got different ways that you can get it. And Juvenile said it, there's 1,000,001 ways to hustle.